For years, as the head of Zephyr Gallery, Billy Hertz struggled to bring a second art gallery to downtown Louisville. Finally, in 1991, he and his partner Tom Schnepf decided to open Galerie Hertz at 636 East Market Street. Working with artist Julius Friedman and the Kentucky Art and Craft Foundation, they created the trolley hop and began the process of revitalizing the area now known as NuLu. Over the years, Galerie Hertz has moved several times, arriving at its current location on South Preston Street about 4 years ago. Billy and Tom are celebrating their 20th anniversary with a show that includes a number of artists whose works have been featured over the years. On the day I visited, sculptor Albert Spirith and photo artist Jim Farringer were unpacking for the exhibition.
The show is called Obsessive Attention to Detail, and all of them are obsessive in their own right. Albert Spirith's work is extremely obsessive. He uses porcupine quills, acupuncture needles, a little teeny tiny electrical wires that are all unfurled, so you see the individual wires and stuff like that. Albert's work I knew from years and years ago because he used to be the curator at the Kentucky Museum of Art and Craft.
Now, is that what kind of, is that same wood?
Yeah, this is privet, Chinese privet. You can see how nice and white it is when you strip the bark off.
What was the wood you had? Remember you had all that stuff you stripped and...
I was using crabapple.
Yeah, so weird.
And they were actually the little shoots that come around the bottom of the tree, and I would cut them off then.
I remember you drill those out.
Yeah.
They take a while.
I didn't know if the holes were like
a year or something.
naturally there.
Keep it forever.
It's titled Laughing Turtle, and it's a turtle shell I found on the beach on the Gulf Coast years ago, and finally figured out something to do with it. These are fishing line things on it. I just like movement, and sometimes the movement has to be generated by the individual, sometimes it can be generated by a fan or blowing wind.
And it's called Laughing Turtle?
This is called Laughing Turtle. And
It's funny.
It is, it's just funny. It just makes me laugh all the time.
Now, how long did you have that around before you figured out something to do with it?
Probably 2 or 3 years at least.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
We have things
But
like
these,
that.
this piece is titled Perception is Reality. And this is the way originally I had it designed to work. But when you said I need wall stuff, I thought, well, I can make this a wall piece. So it's either that way or that way.
Yeah.
I like the wall piece better.
I like the wall piece a lot. I'm
Yeah,
on
so that was
both
good
of
that you
those.
said, I like the wall.
Yeah,
As you can see,
the
I'm
big things
just
were hard to find a place.
infatuated
Oh,
with
it is?
acupuncture
Awful.
needles. Just love the damn thing.
Now, are those porcupine quills?
If porcupine quill's hollow,
Yeah, I've got one
just
back.
cut the end off and just jam it on.
But where do you get them?
That's how I actually
Web.
started showing
Yeah.
it here.
These actually came from Alaska. So this is Amanita, which is highly poisonous mushroom.
Oh, it's very neat.
And these are pretty delicate. And
It
this,
sits on it.
Now, is that
And
still
this
poisonous
just-
to touch?
yeah. And this just sits on it. You be careful when you put it down because some of the needles will catch. Yeah. And that's how that goes.
Beautiful.
And with the wind going, it's just going.
Oh, that's great. I turned it down one too.
Oh, they did.
Jim Farringer compresses, like 12 images together in the computer to get his photograph.
I have known Billy for 20 years. The first show that he had was myself and my best friend Michelle Castro. So this is kind of like, and we're going to do it together again, so it's kind of like 20th anniversary Back then I was doing 3D work and she was doing all 2D work. And this time she's got the 3D and I'm doing the 2D. I drug out all my old art history books from college and I'm looking through them and I came across a whole section of paintings by Vermeer. And they were little, they were dark, and you had to get right into them. And I wanted to do that. So that's why these works are all pretty small. I wanted to do that. And I kept looking at stuff like Caravaggio. And I hated that stuff when I took art history. I slept through it. And now I can't get enough of it. I just, I go to the library and I get these books and I just sit for hours and look at them. And I'll see something and I go, I can do a photo that, and gave me that idea. So, that's why I had to put the little painting on the back and the whole, I just was looking for details in his work that I could drag into photography. Some of the photos I shoot myself. Some of them I'll just use a model and I'll work with another photographer. Most of them are in Europe actually, and we kind of do our photo shoots via Skype. He'll have that there, he'll have a model in the studio and I go, well, I need a pose like this, and we shoot it and he emails it to me and then I manipulate it. Because most of them are, I would say, 5 to 15 layers applied on top of each other in different degrees of transparency. Wow. And I started doing the nudes about 5 years ago.
Now, why male nudes? Because that's kind of unusual.
Because it's so taboo, You can go anywhere and a female nude is accepted, which is the reverse of the way it was in art history. And so I just like that because it's taboo. It's more threatening. Maybe it challenges the viewer a little more. And it's, I think, unexpected.
Obsessive attention to detail will be at Galerie Hertz through September 24th. The gallery is located at 1253 South Preston Street. For hours and more information, go to www.billyhertzgallery.com.
We couldn't have done this without all the wonderful support from our friends and clients and artists who've told other artists and have, passed the word. Go and see these people, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to sound like a commercial. But yeah, it wouldn't have been possible without any of them. And just, so we're thankful for that.